brothers and sisters, my name is Eros and I am the Doll Maker. Today we will talk about Litha. Litha is the name of the festivity we identify falling in the summer solstice, the 21st of June. Even if some traditions celebrate longer, some other traditions even start the celebration the night before, dancing until dawn to honor the rising sun. It's an outstanding practice, really recommended if you like to party. Back to Litha. As you can guess, is the longest day of the year. This festivity is all about the glory of the sun in the peak of summer. The celebration of the sun god in his many forms and many names in many cultures. The splendor of the light we receive, allowing, if you want, life to prosper on earth. And unfortunately, in this era, since we are doing everything we can to destroy our planet, or even better, the planet we live in, also the rage of the sun destroying impurities with its tremendous heat. This symbologies tells us is the perfect time to evaluate and appreciate our successes, may they be big or small, with gratitude. With this gratitude filling us with blessing and dispersing the shadows of obstacles and doubts that we inevitably encounter in our life. This is the time for evaluation of our inner work toward the perfectioning of ourselves, toward becoming the best versions of ourselves. A work that we started at the beginning of the year. With the objective of appreciating the results we had until this point. With an analogy to the season, reaping the plentiful harvest. So, we want to set our record straight, but also we want to make sure that through our work, we put ourselves in a position to shine like the sun, having creative and or intellectual outlets. If through our work at this time, at this point, we find ourselves in a good positioning in our life, of course, this is the time to be grateful even to ourselves and rejoice. But if despite our work we're still in a dark place, this is the time to reflect on the little things that gives us solace. If we want to analyze this occasion, this festivity, with a neo-pagan perspective, we may see the image of the Oak King, glorified as the King of Summer at the apex of his power, while the Holly King on the opposite side of the spectrum, the King of Winter, on the opposite side of the wheel of the year, is preparing to challenge him. But most tradition have a way to celebrate and honor the sun god at his apex with one of the many, many names attributed to him in his many manifestations. Whatever the approach or the image we conjure in our mind, the best match for the glory of the sun we can apply to ourselves in this season, in this festivity, is gratitude. Gratitude for external gifts we receive from the universe and from nature. We receive that sustain our lives, and looking inwards for our, we want to look inwards for our willpower and our work, allowing us to determine, self-determine ourselves. Now, as simple ways to celebrate these festivities, as usual, we can redecorate our altar or redecorate our seasonal altar if we keep one. Of course, if we want or need to be more discreet, we can decorate our home or simply wear the colors of the festivity and of the season. Obviously, we can also practice the more traditional way possible to celebrate a festivity, which is a feast. This brings us to seasonal correspondences, as usual. As always, starting with colors. We find gold or yellow related to the sun, red for the roaring fire of the sun, sometimes also orange as another shade of color, as another shade of color related to the sun, even if it's not really optimal, it's not really correct. And again, we find green to recall nature. Talking about herbs, we find St. John's wort, which is the most important herb corresponding to this festivity. Even though St. John is celebrated on the 24th of June. His feast is on the 24th of June. And you should traditionally in Tuscany harvest St. John's wort in the 24th for the magical uses. But we also find nettle, mallow, mint, basil, parsley, thyme, chamomile, vervain, lavender, mugwort, tarragon, and all of these herbs are extremely important in our tradition. But we also find lemongrass and some breeds of roses, the more related to the summer ones. Talking about trees, we find the lemon tree, the cherry tree, the orange tree, the olive tree, but also beech, elder, linden, and of course, as usual in related to these traditions, oak. Talking about crystals, if you are into crystals, we find tiger's eye, amber, jade, topaz, and emerald. And now we will get to my favorite part of this season related to the feast, we find kitchen magic. In this amazing season, we get to use tomatoes, aubergines, courgettes, beets, artichokes, cucumbers. Of course, these are only some examples in the plentiful harvest. You may also want to work with lettuce, rockets, bell peppers, carrots, green beans, asparagus, spinach, radishes, and many other local seasonal vegetables. For my fruits, I will go for apricots, cherries, black cherries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, plums, pears, melon, and watermelon. And of course, oranges and lemons, strictly related to the sun, and pomegranates. Now, please, always be careful when you harvest and forage herbs and fruits from nature. Only pick the things from the wild you are absolutely sure of what them are, of what it is. Only pick something if you are absolutely sure of what it is. Also, many of these fruits, for a possible usage, are amazing to prepare candied fruits and syrups or syrups by simply using sugar and water. Recipes to dry fruits or make syrups are just a Google search away from you. But in this season, for my drinks, I will go for ciders, meads, kombucha, which is a type of fermented iced tea, and of course beer, because there's nothing like cracking a cold one on a summer evening. Of course, in honor to the gods. Now, we will have more correspondences in the intermediate level, which is the one following this video. But for the time being, remember, for your meditations, to really feel the vital and vibrating power of the sun inside you, reflected like a crystal from your gratitude for life and for opportunities we are given. For your spell work, if you are already practicing a little spell work, remember to enforce your success and results through the roaring glory of the sun. And also remember to prepare protections for the dark months to come. Now, if you want to get deeper on the rabbit hole, I will wait for you on the next video. Otherwise, I deeply thank you for your kind attention, and may eternal light shine upon you.